Back to my YouTube channel, and today we will be going with another type of question for our SAT reading and writing section. So we are going for the words in context questions, which is then very easy. So in this, what will be done? We'll be asked for some most logical and precise word or phrase, and we'll be giving a paragraph. We need to read it, and we just need to find the correct word or probably a phrase, right? So let's just go for an example, which will probably help us to identify the type of question. Alright, so let's read it. In recommending Biofee collection Song I Sing, a librarian noted that pieces by the spoken word poet don't lose their dashed nature when printed. So it's just, you know, if you can really not understand what the passage is saying to you, the best option for a person would might be breaking it, right? You need to break it into probably some short phrases which might help you to identify what actually the passage is telling you. So here we just know that there's a biography, probably he's a librarian, and he has this collection of song I sing, and he has that pieces, like probably he has some poetry which don't lose their dash nature when printed. So in the questions like word and context, they just give you a blank, and after the blank we get this semicolon and colons, and after that they describe, like this, the one that is highlighted with the blue right now, it actually explains the meaning of that word that will be placed. So this thing or this highlighted phrase is very important for you to understand. It says the language has the same pleasant musical quality on the page as it does when performed by feet. Alright, the question says which choice completes the text with the most logical and precise word or phrase. Okay, so let's just get into some musical here. So I think it's something connected to music. So I found, so what we need to do first of all, we just need to, when you read this phrase, you need to find out what could be the best answer that you could come forward with. So it might probably pleasant with their pleasant nature, their musical nature, something like this. It's according to that. So it says jarring. We don't know so here examiner might try to get you confused by giving some of the words which you're not familiar with. For instance, as myself, I don't know the meaning of jarring, right? So if I don't know the meaning of it, I'll probably sometimes the students go for the word they don't know the meaning of, because they probably think that examiner has given the easiest one and just left the difficult one, so it might get the answer. But no, and actually there's nothing like that. It's probably a trick that is applied. So jarring is definitely not an answer, and probably we have this sense of thing that we try to speak it, and if it makes sense, so we go for it. So if I say when poet don't lose their jarring nature, it doesn't seem fine, right? Scholarly won't go for that. Melodic. So melodic could be an answer because it's something like musical ka. But we'll just go for ABC, and let's also see the D option. Personal, no. I'll go for the melodic and then we'll check. It's a correct answer. Let's see why jarring is not an answer. This isn't a logical word choice. Based on the text, we are looking for a word that means something similar to pleasant musical quality. So jarring is actually the opposite. Jarring means unpleasant, right? So it will never be an answer. Okay, why scholarly was an answer? This isn't logical word choice based on the text we are looking for. To pleasant musical quality, scholarly will suggest that something is academic or well researched, while this is what is not we are looking for. By melodic is a great choice because we are looking for pleasant musical quality, and that's exactly what melodic means, right? And then if I go for the D option, this isn't logical word choice because we are looking for pleasant musical quality. Personal will suggest something that is expressive or intimate, which doesn't match the meaning we are looking for. So here we go with the correct answer, right? We actually need to understand each and everything that is happening to get the correct answer. So it says, how should we determine the most precise word? Like, there are 4 words in total. We might get lost. So first trick that I can, tell you as an experience, that you should never hurry up. Of course, in SCT you have, very less time, but actually give the text, give the passage a bit of time and try to understand it and try to get just a gist of it, you know so it says a precise word is one that means exactly what it should be given in the situation. So you need to read the sentence and find a precise word, a word that probably will not be written in that 4 options, but something that you think could be, right? So the last bit is important. We are not just looking for a word that sounds right or looks good. Instead, this SAT says that instead we need to understand the text and select the word with a meaning that best matches the point. This means that when attempting words in context questions, reading comprehension is just as important. So it says that it's not like we just need to practice our reading comprehension in this. We need to also work on our vocabulary a bit more, right? Then what is context? Context refers to specific scenario when we are attempting to match a word. To understand the context, we must read the provided text because we actually need to know the meaning of the word we're looking for, right? And then it says that meaning or the meaning will definitely be provided second time within the text. So it's very important that we actually, understand this. Then we have connotations, are the associations that we have different words. One common example of so connotation is more like, for instance, like the passage or the exercise that we did before right now, it was more like a positive. So it's melodic, it's pleasant, it's something. While we had this word jarring, right? Jarring is the opposite of pleasant. So connotation is more like, you see, if the passage is giving you a negative feeling or positive feeling. If it's giving you negative feeling, so the word might also be positive. I mean, like if it's positive, it will give you positive, and if it seems a bit negative, a bit dark, so it might be a negative word. For instance, the word promising and ominous both mean something that is predictive of future, right? However, promising has strongly positive connotation, while ominous has a strongly negative connotation. So see, there's a difference. Then how to approach? You need to summarize the text in your own words, identify the keywords, select the word that matches. What are the pro tips? Work on your connotations and avoid unknowns. That's something that I already told you, that on test day you might encounter some words that you don't know. Many test takers make the mistakes of selecting words that they don't know in the choices instead of ones they know better and feel right. The students think that the words they know better must be traps because they might seem too easy. This strategy can often backfire. So that's something I told you before. Okay, we should actually not let examiner backfire us. Everything this trap. So yeah, and what we need to do is eliminate what you can from the words you know and select an option for what remains. Then it's like our turn, and then we'll end this video as well. I'll always suggest you to stop this video and actually go for yourself, give it a try to do it. If you still get any mistake, I'm always there with the solution. So let's just start. I really hope you pause the video. The following text is from F. Scott Fitzgerald 1925 novel, The Great Gatsby. Jay Gatsby was balancing himself on the dashboard of his car with that resourcefulness of movement that is so peculiarly American. So he was actually trying to balance himself where on a dashboard, which is more peculiarly American, which means something that is mostly done by American people. That comes, I suppose, with the absence of lifting work in youth and even more with the formless grace of our nerves for the games. This quality, which a quality hai, was continually breaking through his puncher's manner in the shape of restlessness. So the question says, as used in the text, what does the word quality mean? This characteristic or this trait probably this talking about, right? So I found I already give you a name. So I think that quality probably means a trait or a characteristic, or this is my word. This is something that this quality means right now here. And now we will look into these answers. So this is something I said characteristics. That's my answer. Standard, I don't think so. This is standard something because this is act. Prestige is no. Accomplishment, no. Prestige, why not? Because it's not something that we have achieved, and accomplishment won't give you a correct answer. So let's just check. And yes, the answer is correct. Why is it correct? Let's just also see. This is the best choice. This quality refers to resourcefulness of movement, which is described as characteristics or trait. So this was the two things that we found. This is something that we already predicted. And so why not standard? This isn't what quality means in the context. This quality refers to resourcefulness of movement, which is described, while standard is a synonym of different definition of quality, the degree of excellence of something. Okay. Why not accomplishment? This is what quality accomplishment will suggest an achievement which do not match the description. While why not prestige? Prestige will suggest a high status or an admirable reputation which actually does not match the description. So yeah, so that was more about word and context. This was very easy. I really hope this video helped you to understand how to solve the word and context questions. If you still have any queries out there, I can reply you on the comments. So yeah, thank you so much for watching my video.